I apologize for my connection making my phone cut off episode 80. So I have to split into episode 81 of Taylor's Detroit Sports. So welcome to that on iHeartRadio and Spreaker, of course. I'm Taylor Phillips, continuing on with Red Wings talk. We talked about Havard Kikalicious Ruglan visiting the Lions last Friday. The Michigan State Spartans basketball freshman power forward Javon Bess missing a month with his foot injury, and the Red Wings trying to improve their power play. And I also mentioned the Johan Franzen injury. What I was going to mention when episode 80 accidentally cut off, like I know it shouldn't have, because my Wi-Fi is abysmal and its router just needs to go in the garbage, is the Red Wings play tomorrow night, no, not tomorrow night, Wednesday night, in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., against the Capitals and Alexander Ovechkin. Puck drop will be at 7:30 on NBCSN with Mike Emmerich and Eddie Olczyk, I think. Unless we get word that different commentators will come and broadcast that game. Come and broadcast that game. I was also going to talk about Anthony Mantha trying to make his return from injury. So let's go to that. We have an update on Anthony Mantha. He has moved to Grand Rapids. Peter J. Wallner on MLive.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Pete Wallner. All in one word. Wallner with 2 L's. Same thing with my last name, Phillips, with 2 L's.
Track the rainbow, taste the rainbow.
It wasn't the ice, but it was one step closer for top prospect Anthony Mantha, who relocated over the weekend to Grand Rapids and watched his first Griffins practice Tuesday. Mantha said, "It's getting there," following the team's first practice of the week. I'm starting to learn how guys act around the ice and how they practice. I'll probably see a few games before I maybe play in one, so I need to learn as much as I can and learn how the coaches want the game to be played as well, quote unquote. The 20-year-old Mantha has been sidelined with a fractured right tibia suffered September 12th in the Prospects tournament in Traverse City. He was the Detroit Red Wings' brightest prospect in years. He was expected to be out 6 to 8 weeks total, and Monday marked 5 weeks. Mantha said he expects to have a CAT scan later this week to learn his next step in his return. Ryan Martin, the Red Wings' assistant general manager, said even an optimistic view would have Mantha 4 weeks away from playing. Martin said, "The best case scenario is all looks good and Mantha is cleared to ramp it up a bit and take the next step, quote unquote. That would be skating on his own. That would be skating on his own. And if that progresses well, practicing with the team." The 6'5", 217-pound prospect center was the CHL's Canadian Hockey Player, Canadian Hockey League's Player of the Year in 2013-2014 after scoring 57 goals and putting up 120 points in 57 games, and then adding 24 goals and 38 points in 24 playoff games for the Val d'Or Fours of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, QMJHL for short. Before the injury, there was an outside chance Mantha would make the Red Wings out of camp, but once injured, he was destined to start his season in Grand Rapids. Mantha had been staying in a hotel in the Detroit area. Over the weekend, under direction of the organization, he moved into a furnished apartment in Grand Rapids. The Griffins, who played 5 of their first 6 games on the road, are home for 4 in a row beginning Friday against the Lake Erie Monsters, the AHL affiliate of the Colorado Avalanche. Griffins head coach Jeff Blashill welcomed Mantha to Grand Rapids, saying, Mantha knows he's going to start here. So it gives him an opportunity to develop relationships with players here and start to feel comfortable in Grand Rapids. He will get an idea of how we practice and know the drills right away, and know the expectations and the systems, so that when he can play, and I know that is a ways off, he can hit the ground running, quote unquote. The Red Wings haven't done too bad without Mantha. They're 4-2-2 with 10 points. They might not even need him for maybe most of the season. He still might have to stay in Grand Rapids, in other words. But if things go horribly wrong, that's when the Red Wings call up Anthony Mantha. First, they have to hope to God that nothing happens to him anytime soon. Oh, by the way, the Pistons start their regular season in Denver against the Nuggets Wednesday night at 9 on Fox Sports Detroit. You can catch that on the radio in the Detroit area on Detroit Sports 105.1, WMGC-FM in Royal Oak, and the entire Detroit Pistons radio network. Locally on 101.1 FM WGRY in Roscommon. Just saw the Washington Redskins beat the Dallas Cowboys 20-17 in overtime. By the way, back to the Lions. Before I wrap this up, the Packers got thrashed 44-23 in New Orleans by the Saints. So with that Packers loss, the Lions solely lead the National Football Conference North Division, the NFC North Division, by a game ahead of the Packers. Looks good thus far. The Lions will have it for the next 2 weeks before playing the Miami Dolphins. And they should be up for a bit of a challenge against the Fish. The Dolphins are not terrible. If you want to downgrade them, to say the least, they would be average at best, depending their record. But I'll do a scouting report a bit later on. That's going to wrap it up for episodes 80 and 81 of Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker and on iHeartRadio. Again, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips. Thank you all for listening. TTFN, ta-ta for now.